Hello, I'm David Carlisle. This week's video blog, 5 minutes only, is going to be on the subject of the Cobra effect. It's about snakes in India and how it can affect your business. The Cobra effect is really a metaphor for something that has an unintended consequence. It's when you go out to fix something, instead of fixing it, you screw it up. So I've got a couple of minutes on it and about how it can affect your business, and it's about the area of customer satisfaction. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you. Well, the Cobra effect really is all about snakes. So let me talk a little bit about what the Cobra effect is and the genesis of it. It started in the colonial times when India was infested with venomous cobras. The British were brilliant. They had a great idea. What they decided to do is to levy a cash bounty on cobra skins in order to reduce the population. That was pretty brilliant. Let the Indian people solve the problem. But the Indian people were really smart and entrepreneurial. It spawned a whole new industry called Cobra breeding farms in order to beat the system, where people would actually raise cobras to get the levy and make money on it. Well, the British realized that they were being duped and that this was not a good idea, so they nuked the bounties, okay? And what happens with all those cobra farms? Well, the cobra farms went out of business and all the cobras were released, okay? And the cobra population skyrocketed in India as a consequence of the bounties, the unintended consequence, trying to fix something and having it screw up. And it was called the Cobra effect. Well, let's switch gears and figure out how that Cobra effect can impact us. Well, we all want wildly happy customers, okay? We want them all to be really, really happy, okay? The issue is that dealers are independent. The OEMs don't own y'all, and you can do whatever you want. So in order to have wildly happy customers that the OEMs really want, what they do is they have levies, Cobra skin levies. They tie rewards to customer satisfaction. Well, you guys also want happy customers, but generally you don't like the measurement game. And we've seen that in our surveys coming back from service parts managers for years now. You generally don't like the schemes that the OEMs use in order to measure and monitor and reward for customer satisfaction. But you know how to play the game, okay? What you do is you ask for all fives, and when the customers exit their service experience, you may survey them and make sure they get the message. And that's how you play the game. Okay, so you get it now, but how is all this the Cobra effect? Let me explain. Here's how. Basically, you start with what you might want to do. It could be innocent. It could be a sticker put on a repair order that says, hey, if you may receive a customer satisfaction survey from your OEM, Chevrolet, this is a real life example in this case, in the next couple of weeks. If you for any reason you can't give us completely satisfied on everything, please talk to me, contact me, okay? And it's signed the service manager. This could be followed up with a telephone call the day after the service, or a couple days after the service, internet survey in the mail, and other contact. Always trying to get those fives. But you got to look at it from the customer's point of view. Maybe they aren't satisfied. They weren't perfectly satisfied with it. And they also may not be confrontational. They may not want to go up to you, especially if you're the only show in town, and say, I wasn't completely satisfied. And if they're not comfortable, they may not come back. Or they may lie and give you all fives, okay? So you get all these lies back, and you think everything is okay. Plus, your OEM is really happy with your scores now because they got all these lies back that are all fives, and you look pretty good, okay? But what could happen is it may not be okay. It may not be okay because all we're getting are lies back. And you continue to get worse, not better. And that's the Cobra effect, okay? Basically, our industry is turned into a bunch of Cobra farms, so we're turning in tons of Cobra skins, all fives, without actually fixing the satisfaction problem. So what can you do? First of all, you don't want to go to battle with your OEM and duke it out and say this doesn't work, because you're going to find that may be a battle that's impossible to win, or there may be too many bruises that you take as a consequence of the battle. Okay, so you inevitably find it very difficult to sustain any change because your OEM loves these flawed satisfaction survey scores. There are a whole bunch of things that are tied to them internally. So if you go to battle on this, you're probably going to lose. So I've got three things. Number one, you really need to tell your OEM what you think. That's important, okay? Number two, you should think about going cold turkey and not gaming the system, okay? You may not do that, may not be sustainable. Number three, you need to fully understand that there's a lot of Cobras out there, unsatisfied customers or invisible customers, that unless you change, you may not be able to see them. So if your objective really is to have satisfied customers, you may not want to depend on those surveys to tell you that you're doing a good job. You may want to look a little bit deeper and take things more in your own hands just to make sure that those customers really are satisfied and they're not just giving you all fives because you're asking for them. Thank you very much.